Your big promises, bigger mistakes, the Camp Nou saga. From day one, the Camp Nou redevelopment was sold as nothing short of a historic transformation. A project that would turn FC Barcelona's legendary home into a state-of-the-art football temple. The vision was grand, a bigger, more modern stadium, packed with futuristic technology and fan comfort beyond anything Spain had seen before. But reality has been far slower, messier, and more frustrating. The grand plan has been overshadowed by constant delays, shifting goals, and broken promises. Today, we're still waiting for that new upper tier and the iconic roof that were meant to redefine the skyline. So, how did this ambitious dream turn into a never-ending construction story? Let's go back to the beginning. In May 2022, club president Joan Laporta stood before the cameras and announced the start of a new era. And fans could expect a partially open stadium for the 2022-23 season before the team moved to Estadio Olympic in 2023-24. Barcelona would return home for the 2024-25 season with limited capacity at first, 105,000 seats, a 360-degree roof screen, luxury VIP zones, green energy systems, and redesigned public spaces. Would be ready by 2025-26. The cost was set at 1.5 billion euros, with projections of 200 million euros in extra yearly revenue. The first shift in plans. By July 2022, barely 2 months later, the first big change arrived. The demolition of the South Stand was brought forward to before the Qatar World Cup in hopes of speeding up work. In January 2023, the club announced that Turkish company Limak would lead the construction. The choice sparked controversy. Limak had experience with large projects, but had only ever built one stadium before. Laporta pushed forward, setting a symbolic return date, November 29, 2024, FC Barcelona's 125th anniversary. By March 2023, trouble hit. The 1.5 billion euro green bond funding plan. At the same time, the Caso Negreira referee scandal exploded, damaging the club's image and distracting leadership. 2024 was meant to be the year of progress. In the early months, optimism grew, and the club promoted eco-friendly features in the design. But soon, the November return slipped to December, then to January, and finally to spring 2025. The silence from the boardroom was deafening. Behind-the-scenes problems media reports revealed serious issues: unpaid wages, illegal labor, and worker mistreatment. Instead of directly addressing the problems, Laporta accused the press of bias, a move that only fueled criticism. On the construction site, reality didn't match the promises. No roof, no pitch, and large parts of the stand still unfinished. Unofficial insiders warned that April 2025 was the earliest realistic return date. By late 2024, the club finally admitted a January or February 2025 comeback was more realistic. A February match against Rayo Vallecano seemed like the earliest possible game back at Camp Nou. But even that faded when it became clear that preparing the pitch would take at least 2 months. Some within the club even whispered that the real return might not happen until the 2025-26 season. The rental agreement at Montjuic Stadium was extended, but the city stated clearly, no matches there after May 1st, 2025. In December 2024, the club admitted they wouldn't return before year's end. The Limak contract included 1 million euros per day penalties for delays, but Barcelona chose not to enforce them. UEFA then reminded the club that all Champions League knockout matches must be played at the same stadium, creating the risk of being forced into an awkward deal with Espanyol or another local venue. In January 2025, the club asked to stay at Montjuic until April, aiming for a dream return on May 11th, El Clásico Day. But with the pitch installation starting only in mid-March and permits still pending, that dream collapsed. The roof construction was delayed until summer 2026, and talk of a late 2025 return began to circulate. By April, Laporta tried to turn the narrative around with a high-profile site tour, praising progress and setting a new goal: mid-September 2025, just in time for the Champions League group stage. A friendly in August and a 60 to 65,000 capacity plan were announced, but trouble followed. The turf shown off in spring had to be replaced. Key safety permits were missing, and UEFA inspections highlighted more required work. By July, the Joan Gamper Trophy was moved to Estadi Johan Cruyff. The new grand return was set for the weekend of September 13th to 14th, against Valencia, but without the full stadium finished. It would be a quiet, partial reopening rather than the spectacular celebration fans had imagined. Laporta spoke about a messy tribute match, but even that had to be put on hold. In an interview, Laporta admitted he had announced the August 10th return without securing all the necessary permits. Now the pitch has been laid for the second time, and the club insists this time it's real. But UEFA rules mean all home Champions League matches must be at the same venue, forcing a hard deadline, either return in September or find a temporary stadium until January. Meanwhile, the third tier remains under construction, and the massive roof project is confirmed for summer 2026, requiring a full stadium closure. The big question, so will Camp Nou truly reopen this September? Or is it just the next in a long line of unfulfilled promises? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll keep tracking the Espai Barca project and other major stadium builds every week. Thanks for watching. Stay connected with GegaBuilds Update to catch every new change as it happens. We'll be back soon with fresh,